Andrew Tate gets his aura cooked. Cooked. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, some of y'all sent me Andrew Tate. He has like a 40-minute epilogue talking about how he lost and he don't understand why he lost. I'm not watching all that, bro. That's just what it is. But I have seen enough of it and highlights of it, and the aura is smashed up, bruv. It is what it is. And I'm going to explain in this video, Ego Thoughts. The bottom line is this. Andrew Tate, his whole demeanor got fraud checked. Point blank, period. Everything you stand for, everything you said on podcasts was front and center because you decided to come back and fight. And then you fought a rookie novice boxer who, when he first started, he was throwing punches like this, like windmilling, like a cat fight. And to be honest, he didn't look that much more refined in this fight. And you were getting hit with some of the most ludicrous shots that a professional fighter has ever been hit with. Like, I'm not even being funny. I've seen MMA guys come over to boxing. I've seen boxers go over to MMA. Nobody has really looked more fish out of water than Andrew Tate, probably, right? I've seen Cannon Briggs in kickboxing. I've seen Ray Mercer go to the MMA. We've seen other influencers. No one has really looked like Anderson Gibb or Austin McBroom or whatever. None of them looked as bad as Andrew Tate. So you got smashed, bro. And then now you're trying to make Chase, he's like, I respect Chase. And you're trying to make Chase DeMoor look like he Muhammad Ali over here. Bro, this is a Netflix rom-com, like Love Island cast member or whatever. What are we talking about? And then Tate's trying to big it up like, oh, I didn't lose to a PUSSY. You lost to a dude with pink gloves, light skin, and was swinging crazy, and he came out to like Mariah Carey or something. So it's like, what are we talking about, bro? And it's so funny. I've seen it time and time again. People will have these insane runs on the internet, and they overstay their welcome. Like they don't evolve with it. And then they try to pacify the same things that made them hot, but then people mature, get older, or things happen in life, so the message doesn't resonate, and that's what it is. Go look in Andrew Tate's comment section. He getting cooked. He is getting outright cooked because for the guy who says alpha male this and tell your woman this and smack him around and all this stuff that he preached, like, if I tell my woman to cook, she better cook for me and do as I say because I'm a man. And if this house was on fire, then it would be my job. So you do what I say and boss me up and cook in the kitchen and blah, blah, blah. Like, what are we talking about, bro? So you did all this red pill nonsense. And then now you decided, it's like you believed your own hype almost, right? You decided I'm going to make a comeback and you look terrible. And then you professed your whole kickboxing career that you were this Billy Bad and you could destroy anyone. There was literally a quote from Andrew Tate, and he was like, if a guy comes out with a machete and me and my boys are out and about on the town, we're not going to feel no type of way. We're going to feel very confident. And the guy with the machete, he's going to piss himself. Bro, you were tired after like one round. So I'm liking the guy with the machete's chances a lot more. So that's why he was fraud checked, because all this like heroic stuff you talked about, all this alpha male and never back down, and all these movie quotes and quotes from Robert Frost or whatever, you performed horribly. And that's what life is about, right? You can't sound like a conqueror, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and, you know, talk all this conqueror stuff and look like that against a guy with pink gloves, right? And then now you're trying to, because everyone's clowning you, you're trying to make it like you was fighting Mike Tyson. Hi, it's me, Mike Tyson. Watch my fight with Andrew Tate. I'm gonna destroy him. I'm gonna eat his children. I'm gonna eat it. Allah, praise be Allah. You know what I mean? And then I hate when people try to act like they're unbothered, but clearly they're bothered. You know what I mean? Because if you're, oh, I got a Bugatti and I got millions of dollars and blah, blah, blah. If you really were unbothered, you wouldn't even make a 40-minute video explaining why you're not bothered. So, yeah, it's looking ugly for Andrew Tate because of everything you preached, and now the aura has been stripped away and gone and fraud checked. And the comments, you can't be this like polarizing online promoter and talk about top G and all these things. I could fight anyone and destroy anybody. Remember, there's a video where Andrew Tate was in Dubai and he was fighting like 50 dudes and he was sleeping all of them and their nose was bleeding. And it was like brief, like 1 second clips in a montage of him dropping everybody. Like he's just this one-man army, universal soldier. I just want to eat. Come on. Ha, ha. You know what I mean? Like he just Van Damme over here and he's just taking out everybody, right? But then you fight Chase DeMoor, who was throwing an uppercut from 10 feet away like this. Like, I'm not even being funny. He was literally walking up and throwing this. One of them yada Scrappy dude, Popeye the Sailor. Bro, Popeye with the spinach uppercuts, throwing it like this, super reckless. And somehow he was catching Tate with it. He was throwing it, bop, and Tate's head was like, bop, bop. He was like getting caught with it. Oh, no, bro. I think it's an L. I mean, it was an L, but you should have never took this fight. You lost. You lost to someone coming out to Mariah Carey with pink gloves, light skin. You said that he's a nobody before the fight. You were talking about building to fight Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Jake Paul would cook you. Fighting boxing, if you box like that, Jake Paul with the broken jaw, yes, because he lost to an Olympic gold medalist. That's another thing that made it worse. Is Jake Paul getting clowned? Yes, but we can only clown him so much when he fought an actual UK gold medalist and Olympian, right? And somebody who's 6'6", 250 with power. So it's like you can't really say as much. And the fact that happened the night before Andrew Tate fought this novice like reality star and got cooked, man, the aura is gone. And that's why, you know, the pride comes before the fall. And now he's doing 40-minute cope videos because everyone's calling him the bottom G. And he was like, I didn't have to do this and I'm still rich. And it's so funny. You got these MAGA influencers who preach all this masculinity and, you know, I don't believe in toxic masculinity. I'm a stoic, blah, blah, blah. This is not how stoics act. You got cooked. You don't even need to talk about it. The world's seen it. The world's clowning you. You was eating punches. You was tired, doubling over. And now you're trying to explain it away. I don't know if God wanted me to lose, so my brother didn't smoke a cigarette because it'll take 1 second from it. You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much, bro. Now you're trying to make it a spiritual thing. You're trying to give people haikus and soliloquies and all this advice. Ain't nobody want to hear that right now, bro. Don't nobody want to hear them proverbs and affirmations and I'd rather try than to not. We don't want to hear these Bodhi speeches from Point Break. You know what I mean? We don't need to hear all the philosophical, esoteric stuff now that you got cooked. I couldn't live with myself if I didn't try. This is bad. This is very bad for Andrew Tate. You could tell it's affecting him because it's the worst fashion. Like you would have been better off losing to Andrew Tate or losing to Anthony Joshua, excuse me, because then we can at least understand anybody losing to Joshua when boxing isn't their first thing. But it's funny to see these online characters like Tekashi and Andrew Tate, and they have these wild runs and crazy runs, and then they get unhinged when the public sees them in a new light. Like Tekashi started ratting, so people start like distancing themselves. I don't want to be on a feature with him. Radio stations, I'm not playing his music. And then they can't take it. And then the video, you getting beat up at the gym, and they can't take the downfall. But the downfall is always worse when you try to be this polarizing person and you're talking crazy and spicy. Like literally Andrew Tate has he has a quote. He said, "What do you call someone who takes a loss? A loser." But then now you're in front of a Christmas tree begging for mercy like a G-Unit album, talking about, oh, maybe God wanted me to lose and so my brother Tristan can live long. And we're not trying to hear none of that, bro. You fought Chase DeMoor, who really can't fight in terms of like real boxing, and he cooked you, and he didn't even look great, but he still somehow was cooking you. And now you're doing war room and emergency meetings, 40-minute epilogues. We don't need a 40-minute epilogue. We seen what happened to you. Why we need a 40-minute breakdown when we just watched the fight and the highlights and tweets are recapping the fight? We could watch a 10-second clip of Chase DeMoor boosh, boosh, hitting you with them Mike Tyson punch-out punches, and that take like 10 seconds to watch that. We don't need to watch a 40-minute. So you need to practice what you preach, and a lot of these internet dudes don't. They'll say X, Y, and Z, I'm a stoic, and Marcus Aurelius, and they'll preach all this stuff. The sign of a man's real character is when they fall. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of this. You know what I mean? You can't talk that crazy, and then now you're like, oh, I don't care if I lost because I can live with myself and lost, and now you're trying to give people these like uplifting messages. Good luck with that. Anyway, let me know how I did. For boxing news, subscribe. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.